electrifying sports talk from start to finish.
You're going wire to wire
With Diesel and Cole Bryson.
on the Fan Upstate.
Well, the NFL, it was kind of back a week ago when the Carolina Panthers played in the Hall of Fame game, but no more kind of back. We are all the way freaking back. Yes, it's preseason, but it doesn't matter. The NFL is back tonight, Diesel, and the NFL preseason week one officially kicks off on this Thursday. Welcome in the Wire to Wire. He's Diesel. I'm Cole Bryson. So good to be with you. So good to have NFL football back as we all feel like we are just getting back to normal a little bit with not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, but 6 NFL games tonight. And Diesel, I don't care if it's preseason. I don't care if 29 Detroit Lions starters are going to sit tonight. I am excited because you know why I'm excited? Your Carolina Panthers last week proved that the NFL preseason can be enjoyable, it can be intriguing, and that one game has sold me that, you know what? I can have a little optimism. I can have a little optimism that tonight we might get some decent NFL football. What do you say?
7 million people tuned in and watched the Hall of Fame game between the Panthers and Cardinals a few days ago. It's not the most viewed Hall of Fame game ever. That was Cowboys Cardinals 2017, 8.25 million viewers for the Hall of Fame game. Now, I don't think any of these games tonight are going to put up those kind of numbers.
No.
But considering there's 6 of them versus one Hall of Fame game, but I think people are so itching, so desperate for football, Cole. I guarantee you every single one of these games tonight tops 1 million, maybe 2. That's my prediction right now. Bold prediction, hot take.
I like
to start the show. We're going to see a 2 million viewer preseason game tonight, and all of them top 1 million.
I like it. I hope you are correct on that. We're going to take a look at tonight's matchups. We're not going to spend a ton of time on each matchup because we don't know hardly anybody that's playing, but we're going to spend a little bit more time on the teams that are playing tonight, what our outlook is for that team for the 2026 season. And if you are an NFL fan, we want to hear from you at 844-326-3663. It's officially almost the opening day. It's kind of opening day, kind of not. It's preseason. It doesn't matter. It's still football. We're less than a month away now, Diesel, from the official first NFL game. So we are oh so close. And I don't know if this just gets you excited or not, but the Lions and Bengals and the Packers and Steelers are kicking things off tonight. Again, not going to spend a lot of time on these games because I don't know if you watch this Lions-Bengals game, Diesel. Dan Campbell said as many as 28 or 29 Lions could sit tonight. And I believe it's rookie quarterback Luke Altmaier for the Detroit Lions. I'll fact check that. Does Luke Altmaier, does that get your blood going? Does that excite you a little bit?
Yeah, totally. Luke. Who doesn't like Luke?
Yeah, Luke Altmaier. So you've got Jared Goff, right? You've got Josh Dobbs as QB2. Luke Altmaier, undrafted rookie out of Illinois, who is getting heavy reps in practice preseason to secure a spot on the practice squad, maybe, just maybe, a spot on the active roster. But, you know, Diesel, what's interesting about this Luke Altmaier situation and NFL preseason in general? A lot of people say, well, NFL preseason games really don't matter. And you and I have talked about this before as well. The outcomes may not matter, right? The outcomes to fans may not matter. But Diesel, Luke Altmaier tonight, playing in an NFL game, kind of similar to Haynes King a week ago, kind of similar. You're telling me this game tonight doesn't matter for Luke Altmaier, who's trying to just make maybe just even the practice squad?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, a lot of teams are still going to have personnel issues leading up to the start of the regular season. We got 3 weeks of camp and 3 preseason games to go. You're going to see backups getting injured. You're going to see 3s moving up to 2s, practice squad guys making the active roster. I mean, there's a lot of movement going on here. And, you know, Cole, I feel for the guys that have gone through the first couple of weeks of camp who will get out there for maybe a play or a series and they make a mistake and boom, their NFL careers are basically done because of one bad mistake. I mean, we saw it in the Carolina Panthers game. There were a couple of fumbles. Not everything was perfect and crisp. And, you hate it for the guys that, the coaches are evaluating and they say, man, you're right there on the edge of not making this team. But I'm going to put you out there and see what you can do. And then a boneheaded mistake, boom, you're in the unemployment line. Congratulations, you're now going to be working at Starbucks.
Right, and that's the tough part. Like, you go look, this guy, by the way, is 23 years old, Diesel. Luke Altmaier is. Luke Altmaier is 23 years old. In college, he started at Ole Miss in 2021. He only played minimal snaps. He was 20 of 37 at Ole Miss, cleanup duty, right? 2022, he was only 8 of 17. And then he transferred to Illinois, Luke Altmaier did, where he was a pretty good quarterback. If you look at his stats, Diesel, in Illinois, I mean, 2023, he didn't play as many as he did in 2024 and 2025. But last year, he was 246 of 365, 3,000-yard quarterback. There aren't a long list. There's not a long list, Diesel, of many quarterbacks who threw for 3,000 yards, 67.4 completion percentage, 22 touchdowns, low interception numbers, 5 interception numbers. So, look, I don't know what Detroit's quarterback situation is outside of their starter. I don't know why I can't think of Jared Goff's name all of a sudden. Thank you for that. I don't know what that situation is, but you got to imagine Josh Dobbs, I don't know. I'm not saying it's the same situation as Kenny Pickett, in Carolina. I think Josh Dobbs might have a little bit more security, Diesel, than Kenny Pickett did. But I think if you're Luke Altmaier, man, you got to go compete and see if you can somehow win this backup job.
Josh Dobbs he was never really supposed to be an NFL quarterback anyway, because the dude literally got a degree in rocket science at Tennessee.
Yeah, he did.
And he's chosen, instead of to go into that field and let's fire some stuff off into space, he said, let me go get hit in the head and play football. He's living the dream, though. He is the backup quarterback. He doesn't really have to get hit in the head very often, and he makes a whole lot of money. But he's 31, Cole, and he's bounced around from place to place to place. I know that he was talented when he was at Tennessee. I watched him. He can play, but he's not NFL starter caliber.
No.
Which means I think guys like Luke Altmaier, and you could say the same thing of Haynes King the other night, they have an opportunity here to supplant and really show out and be the number 2 guy in the coach's minds. If they're not willing to make that move on the roster sheet yet, if they're not willing to move Kenny Pickett off the number 2 spot because he's got 5-6 years in the league, if they're not willing to move Josh Dobbs off the number 2 spot, I mean, if you can go out there and look really good in the opportunities that you're going to get, and they're going to give Josh Dobbs maybe the first quarter, maybe a little bit longer, and then let Luke Altmaier play the second half. That guy's got so much opportunity to prove himself.
He does. So good luck to him. Good luck to you as well, Josh Dobbs, if you're listening. I mean, we're not pulling for your demise or downfall, but we're just saying, hey,
chance.
Yeah, Diesel is smart guy. Diesel is pulling for your downfall. He said it's time to go study rockets or whatever you were supposed to do. I think so. I think that's what he was supposed to do. All right, so they're playing the Bengals, and the Bengals tonight, the Lions are. The Bengals-Lions, 7 o'clock. By the way, for those interested, Cincinnati's favored by 7 points tonight. I don't know if there's anybody out there that's interested in that number at all. Maybe Tom in Somerville, Diesel. But if you are let's talk about this for a second. If you are a kind of guy who says, you know what, preseason football, let's do it. Let's gamble. It's too risky for me.
Do you think Tom is doing international investing tonight?
I don't know if it's legal. If he's still in Germany, I don't know gambling rules in Germany. That's a good question. Are they as strict as we are?
I'm Googling it right now. Can you gamble on sports in Germany?
Tom in Somerville is up for a treat if you can. He would be the kind of guy, though, that would bet on NFL preseason.
It is legal and regulated.
Oh, is it? Okay. So nice. Very nice. The thing with gambling on preseason is what are you gambling on? You know what I mean? Like, do you really have any intel on Luke Altmaier? And if they're, it's tough. It's tough, but hey, you know why those viewership numbers you gave out earlier, Diesel, are so high? People probably have a little skin in the game, right? People have a little skin in the
you're
game.
going entirely off of vibes, you know?
Yeah.
You're going off coach, what you think about the coach and the vibes of the rookies, and that's about all you have.
Cincinnati, I don't expect Cincinnati to play a lot of starters tonight either. Let me ask you this, though. Is there a big picture season kind of question for you and the Tolos out there? I know a lot of our Tolos, especially watching on the stream, are intrigued by Cincinnati just because of Joe Burrow. Is there a quarterback and an organization, Diesel, that has more pressure on them this year? Maybe the answer is Baltimore. Maybe the answer is LA because of the stockpile of talent. But, man, when you look at Cincinnati, Joe Burrow's been banged up. He can't stay healthy. I think if you were to make a top 3, top 5 list of quarterbacks and teams that have the most pressure on them, and Sports Break Media says 49ers, I think the Bengals are up there. Joe Burrow, he's a good quarterback. He's played in the Super Bowl, but this organization, you talk about wasting away talent, Diesel, they've kind of got to cash in before things get away from them a little bit.
Yeah, they've had so many good players. They've had the combination of Joe Burrow and T. Higgins for how long? And
Jamar,
they've reached close. And Jamar Chase, they've reached close to winning the whole thing. But it's weird. I think Joe Burrow is sliding back into prove it territory. I mean, there's still the majority of people who would give him the benefit of the doubt and say, we know that Joe Burrow is a great quarterback, but given his injuries and given the amount of time that he's missed, you kind of have to put him back into prove it territory. The league is going to move on without him.
It's interesting. It's interesting, and I don't totally disagree with you there because that organization, like I said, there's just pressure there. You have a quarterback as good as Joe Burrow, there's pressure, man. You gotta cash in. You got to get while the getting's good, per se, Diesel. Also tonight, 7:00, you have the Packers, the Cheeseheads, and the Steelers. Two organizations, man, that just have the brand power. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's preseason or not. Talk about brand power in the NFL. Packers, Steelers tonight. Green Bay, for those interested, is favored by 2.5 points on the road. This is interesting because it is preseason. But you've got a Packers team, Diesel, who does plan to play some starters, maybe for a series or two. Maybe you get a little taste of Jordan Love. But I think the huge storyline is Mike McCarthy, first game as Steelers head coach, where he was back in his old team's territory in Green Bay for 13 seasons, remember, and won a Super Bowl. So even though this is a preseason game, there's an actual narrative here, Diesel, beyond roster evaluation that is kind of exciting because, I mean, Aaron Rodgers probably is what, bubble wrapped tonight, I would imagine. But Mike McCarthy, first game in Pittsburgh, going against his old team. I think there's some intrigue here. And I don't know how long the starters play, but we'll see.
It is interesting. And I saw earlier today, Aaron Rodgers is upset. Shocker. He's upset about something. He's upset that he is not going to get the opportunity as a Steelers quarterback to go play a game at Lambeau Field. He said, man, I really wish I could have gone to play, a game at New York, the Jets, as a Steeler, and a game on the road at Lambeau. He wanted his one more time. He wanted to, I guess, probably the stand and the cheer. I don't know. I don't know. Would Green Bay Packers fans, you think, stand and cheer for Aaron Rodgers if he came onto the field for the very first time at Lambeau?
I think they would. I do. Anytime you have a quarterback that brings a Lombardi to the organization, I think they would. I think they certainly would. And it would be really interesting, though, if that were to have happened, Diesel, with the combination of Mike McCarthy. And McCarthy and Rodgers were together then, won then, and they're together now. And they're both older, and they both kind of had a few rounds at the turnstiles, if you will. And they're new. I mean, it is interesting. It is. And I would
endorsing Ben Gay. And
depends. Hey, as a fan, I would like to see that too. Like, imagine if week one it was Pittsburgh at Green Bay. I mean, that'd be pretty fascinating. And I know Aaron's not going to play tonight, but it is what it is.
It'd be compelling.
Come
on. The NFL, they do like to set these narratives up. I think that's an opportunity missed by the NFL.
Yeah, I think so as well. 7:30 tonight, Diesel, you have Colts, Patriots. Indy is favored by 3 points for those curious. The Colts are an interesting story here. One of the more, I think, interesting quarterback situations in the NFL. The Colts are entering another season where you just sit back and put your hands up and say, Anthony Richardson, what happened? What's happening? We all know what New England is, but I just think from a Colts standpoint, Diesel, when you look at that quarterback room, you've got Daniel Jones, who was good in New York, not great. He was good last year in Indy. Anthony Richardson, again, it's just kind of one of those put your hand up kind of things. Riley Leonard and Easton Stick. I don't know Easton Stick from a stranger walking down Woodruff Road. But if you're a Colts fan today, what kind of going back to Atlanta, the Atlanta conversation, Diesel, from yesterday, what's your confidence in this organization right now? Like Daniel Jones, he's not your long-term guy.
Not a lot. It feels like you're in sort of in that lame duck territory where, if you're smart, you're doing what the Falcons are doing, like what we talked about yesterday, building the skill players first and then just dropping a good young quarterback in there. But it feels like they just don't really have a plan. If Daniel Jones is your plan, and you're right, he did come in and play really well for them last year.
Yeah, he was good.
Is there any indication? How much faith do you have that he can do that again and again? I don't even know how old Daniel Jones is. He's 29 chicken by any means. He's not old. He's not old, but he's not young either.
Yeah, 29 years old.
And starting over in a new town. Yeah, it is an interesting storyline, and the future is wide open for these Colts. But how many more years are they going to have to suck before they finally figure something out?
And let's not forget, they were really good last year in the beginning of the season. They won their first 3 games. Then they lost to the Rams by a touchdown, and then they went on a tear where they won 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row. But then after that, they lost 4 of their last 5. And a lot of those division games. So you're right. It is a weird situation with the Colts. They've got talent. I don't know that Daniel Jones is a long-term guy there. Sports Break Media on YouTube says for the 49ers, it's to stay healthy and stop making mistakes and work on the pass rush, being better than last year. 49ers, that's a good conversation as well. Weekend Warriors 9864 on YouTube. Diesel says, Cowboys, my team, have pressure or should feel it. And to his point, I think even though the Cowboys aren't playing tonight, I think the Cowboys have pressure every year. It's just what comes with it. Also tonight, Diesel, 3 more games for you. Cardinals, Raiders at 8. Chargers, Texans at 8. And if you want to stay up a little bit later, Titans, 49ers at 9 o'clock on NFL Network. ESPN Unlimited is where you can watch the Cardinals and Raiders. If you want to see Fernando Mendoza, how much of Fernando Mendoza will we see tonight? I think that's maybe, just maybe, the biggest storyline out of all tonight's games, Diesel.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I don't know how much time he's going to spend out there either. If I'm the coach, I wouldn't give him more than a series. I just want to wet his beak just a little bit. The old proverbial dip your toe into the pool and then trot out the third string quarterback and work on some other things. I am not putting Fernando Mendoza in any bad situations.
I would say, I think this is interesting. Clinton Kubiak's not specified an exact snap or quarter breakdown yet for Mendoza, at least from what I've seen. I would say, Diesel, I'll disagree with you here. I'll say, you know what? Let's throw him out there. Let's throw him out there and let's play him till halftime. I want to get a sense, a taste, if you will, on what this guy can be in my system. No, he's not playing with ones or against ones. But I want to see Fernando. Maybe that's just the fan in me talking. I want to see Fernando Mendoza tonight.
That's what I want to see. But, at that point, Cole, I think if you're right, if he gets a half of this game, you put him in for a lot of handoffs. You put him in for a lot of quick plays to get the ball out of his hands. You don't want him getting hit.
No, you don't want him getting hit. I mean, look, we think the future of the franchise. We think. We keyword we think. But you want to see
they've
something.
only leveraged everything for him.
Right, they have. There are also some games tomorrow, but the 6 games tonight, again, Lions, Bengals, Packers, Steelers, Colts, Patriots, Cardinals, Raiders, Chargers, Texans, Titans, 49ers. Again, most intrigued with Mendoza. also with the Packers and the Steelers a little bit. Colts quarterback situation. But Fernando Mendoza, I think he's the one tonight everybody wants to kind of keep their eye on and just see what this guy looks like at the NFL level.
It will be an interesting night, and football is back-ish.
Ish.
Are we saying football is back? Is football back for preseason?
I like
or
the
is
ish.
it back-ish?
Ish. I like the ish.
Back-ish.
Yeah, back-ish.
Okay.
That's the Clemson baseball coach,
Okay.
right? Back-ish. Back-ish.
Yes, exactly.
Back-ish.
Cole, let's shift from the professional game to the college game and the weirdest storyline of the day, because, you know, we can't just have a day where there's not a whole lot going on in college football. Actually, this does sort of combine the two in a very strange way. And I do wonder if we're jumping the shark yet again when it comes to player empowerment and player demands. We'll talk about that next.
Diesel from the Fan Upstate.
Sending your old university a cease and desist letter, Cole. It's a bold strategy. Let's see if it works out for them. What was your first reaction? And if you Tolos haven't heard this, this is crazy. Cole, what was your first reaction? How many miles of eye rolling did you engage in when you heard that Jaden Daniels, who is now multiple years into his NFL career, sent LSU a cease and desist letter telling them not to give his former number of 5 to another player?
You know, I think my first reaction, Diesel, was, man, I love the new TV show of college football. You know, we used to watch all these different TV shows where we were provided with like drama and entertainment. You know, I'm a crime show kind of guy. That's my flavor. But, you know, college football has now become, hey, here's a new episode. Hope you enjoy it. And, oh, by the way, there's some games on Saturday night where you can, like, watch the actual sport as well. But that's what college football has become to me.
Yeah, this is wild. This is all based around a series of promises, I guess, that Brian Kelly, when he was the head coach at LSU, made to Jaden Daniels. And Jaden Daniels says that he feels betrayed by the university. His team feels betrayed by the university. Again, this is all from an August 5th cease and desist letter that has taken now, what is this, 8 days, 7 days to become public. Eventually, you know, these things are gonna leak. Everybody's gonna hear about this. And at the center of the dispute is the number 5 jersey a really tall, skinny guy could say that the number 1 is his likeness because they kind of look alike. But Jaden Daniels and the number 5, is that his likeness? Does he own the number 5?
I don't think so. And there's some really good Lane Kiffin audio from last week as well, Diesel. And I just think, this sounds crazy. I think if you listen to his audio, he followed the right steps and what needs to happen, right? So I think, no, I'm not siding with Jaden Daniels here, unless you can convince me otherwise.
He has been in place for a while, and it is published publicly on their athletics website. It states that any number retired after January 1st, 2007, quote, does not preclude a current Jaden Daniels and his team want to be, because his team apparently dropped the ball on this. We'll get into that here in just a second. I don't know how litigious they want to be here, Cole, but it seems as if the university's proverbial asses are covered.
Yeah, and I think that's the main thing. And you know, like, what's weird about this whole situation, Diesel, and Tolos want to hear from you as well on this. If you hadn't heard about this, this is crazy. We've got audio of Lane Kiffin here in a minute as well. Diesel, like, this is happening when Lane Kiffin's in fall camp preparing for Clemson. This is happening when Jaden Daniels is in training camp, right, is an NFL professional athlete. It's just, that's what I'm saying. It goes back to what I said. It's like, it's planned. It's scripted. It's the WWE. It's the TV show that we just are enamored by, and you just never know what's going to happen. I think it's a terrible timing kind of story, but no, I think hey, this is going to be a shocker. I think LSU did all the right things here. Newsflash, that sounds like a shocking statement to say out loud, doesn't it?
You know, LSU's constantly going to be a place, Cole, where great athletes come through, especially on the football side. I mean, they've had great athletes who played baseball there. They've had great athletes who play basketball there. But I think the vast majority of the retirable numbers are going to come from the football program. I mean, what are they going to do, Cole, if they keep promising? And again, all this, it comes from a promise made by Brian Kelly. And Lane Kiffin has essentially said, well, it's at the discretion of the coach. I don't have to honor this promise. I don't have to keep anybody from wearing the number 5, which is a ludicrous thing. But what are they going to do, Cole, when they run out of numbers? Are they going to have to switch to like hieroglyphs and wingdings to put on jerseys because, well, they promised Jaden Daniels nobody could use the number 5, and they promised this guy nobody could use the number 12, and they promised that guy nobody could use the number 2. I mean, what are we doing here?
Jaden Daniels' camp said in this article he feels profoundly disrespected by the decision to give number 5 to somebody else. And you know what, man? I'll tell you another thing this means for college football, Diesel. This just means the sport's changed. And do we still care about great players at your university? Yeah, we do. They were great. We appreciate you. You were fantastic, Jaden Daniels. But new administration, new head coach, new everything at LSU pretty much, right, from a football standpoint. The new guys don't care. Lane Kiffin doesn't, you know what I mean? I'm not saying he doesn't care, but he doesn't, that's not anywhere near the front of his mind right now. He just doesn't, and I don't know that I blame him. I don't know that I blame him in this situation.
I think, Cole, what we might be dealing with here is more of a semantic issue, maybe because, we've adopted or co-opted the term disrespect to mean so many more different things. I mean, if you are genuinely, quote, profoundly disrespected by the fact that a university gave somebody the number 5 to wear for their football team, then you need to grow the hell up, man, because it's like using the word scam. A lot of Gen Zers and Gen Alpha people, they use the word scam in a lot of ways that aren't actually scams. Like a scam is when someone is legitimately trying to deceive you and take something from you in the process. Not like, hey, I went down to the local Chipotle and the burrito bowl is $15 now. What a scam. That's not a scam. That's not the definition of the word scam. I think people have co-opted the definition of disrespect to mean something greater. And this is one of those ways, Cole, if you want to make the word meaningless, you overuse it. And I think people these days are overusing the word disrespect because they don't actually understand what disrespect is.
And I think what's interesting is it's not like DJ Pickett, the LSU player. It's not like he just randomly decided, hey, I want number 5. I want this entire situation to come to fruition. LSU promised him the number during recruitment, right? So the promise goes back to, hey, go look. The promise actually dates back to Brian Kelly's staff before Lane Kiffin became the coach. So Lane Kiffin's now in this situation, and he's just sitting here with his hands up like, what do y'all want me to do? Pickett was LSU's top-rated player in the 2025 recruiting class. He wore number 3 as a freshman, played all 13 games, 37 tackles, led as Brian Kelly told ESPN he believed Pickett had indeed been promised number 5, but Kelly wouldn't give it to him because Daniels hadn't approved it. So Kelly's reasoning was basically, well, LSU hasn't given Joe Burrow's number 9 to anyone else, so why should Jaden Daniels be treated any differently, right? Then Kelly gets fired. Lane Kiffin takes over. Lane Kiffin, I guess, investigates what's been going on. And he said, his quote was, when a kid's promised something to a school, to come to a school, he should wear it. So he gives Pickett number 5. And the family doubled down. But I think Brian Kelly, did they maybe put him in a tough situation? Who do we blame here? Let's not blame Lane Kiffin because he's not to blame. Maybe it's Brian Kelly, right?
Are we going to have to go back and double check and cross-reference text messages and break out the Zapruder film to find out who was promised what and when? This is the problem, Cole. This is all a symptom of entitlement. All right, you got Jaden Daniels who won a Heisman Trophy for your school. I'm not taking anything away from that. He was incredible while he was there. But now you've got Jaden Daniels, who's not even a part of your athletic program anymore, who is a professional technically, theoretically, a grown-ass man who's out there worried about somebody else who's playing corner, by the way. It's not a quarterback. It's a cornerback who's going to be wearing this number 5. And you've got a $117 million revenue-generating athletic program that is somehow beholden or potentially not a legal sense, I hope not, but like on the hook to give this guy what he wants. I mean, what are we doing here? This is jumping the shark entirely if the university feels like they cannot issue this number.
On YouTube, the Leprechaun Lyman gets in and says or asks, why is Jaden Daniels concerned about a number? His priority should be winning on the national level. What his former school does is his former school's decision. I like that, Leprechaun. On the Joy Law Firm text line, a lot coming in here at 844-326-3663. Texter from the 803 says, he is not saying that the name, image, and likeness is the number 5. He actually didn't even ask for them to stop using the number 5. He just said they cannot use his name, image, and likeness for their promotions anymore because he is mad about the number 5. Texter, can't read that text. 803 says, and his number.
Google it, Texter.
Yeah, his number is technically not even retired, says a texter. From the 616, texter says, how many seasons did he play? Talking about we're talking about the kid that's there now. I think just one season, right? Isn't that right?
If
What's his name?
Jaden Daniels. Jaden was there for what, 2 years?
Yeah.
Am I wrong about that?
No, I think
he was there for
and
2
I don't know if
years.
the texter is referring to Jaden or DJ Pickett, the player that is in the news now.
Right.
Texter also gets in and says, actually, the cornerback did not wear that number last year. He just switched to the number this year. I just said that, texter, when I was reading.
Here's what's funny about this.
Yeah.
He just got the number on the first day of training camp.
Yeah.
On the first day of fall camp. So we're not even talking about a game. You know, if we're going
Right.
Allen Iverson here, we're talking about practice.
Yeah.
We talk about practice. This guy wore number 5 in practice. And Jaden Daniels, professional, grown-ass man, NFL starting quarterback, is worried about who's wearing his number in practice.
I will say this. I do not side with Jaden Daniels. I do not. But I think what he is using here is the Joe Burrow comparison that's kind of making it a little bit complicated. When you talk about what Jaden Daniels' argument is, from a respect tradition standpoint, Burrow won the Heisman and national championship wearing number 9. Nobody at LSU has worn 9 since. Daniels wins the Heisman wearing 5. 3 seasons later, somebody else gets number 5. So, again, I say this all the time. I do try to see both sides. Burrow's camp is not sacred, and Jaden Daniels' camp essentially is saying that, hey, if Burrow's number is sacred, ours isn't. Your number's not. And I guess what I'm saying is, Diesel, I could understand why that would piss Jaden Daniels off. Not saying he's right, not saying he should continue to be worried or upset about it, but it's just it is, I guess, the only argument I could see where he could stand on.
You know, if LSU had a policy of you win a title and you are eligible for a number retirement, like that is the first number 1 minimum standard of retirement. Okay. But you know as well as I do, Cole, that jersey retirement ceremonies usually come down years after the fact.
Yeah.
I mean, nowadays we're getting closer and closer to when the event occurred that is retire worthy. You know, it used to be like, hey, 30 years down the line, somebody's going to get their jersey number retired. Now it's just a couple of years down the line. But Joe Burrow's number is not retired. Jaden Daniels' number is not retired. And the university has every right to, or the football program has every right to issue that number to someone else if that was part of the reason to get them on campus. And see, Jaden Daniels, this shows his level of disrespect to his university. If he says, you know what, I want to hamper my university by potentially costing us an elite level player who may leave because he was promised the number 5 in the recruiting process. I mean, don't you see how this is disadvantageous for your university? If you love the place, then you're saying, I would rather them potentially lose out on a guy who could help them win football games. I would rather be able to keep my number than have him play.
No, I get that. And I think Leprechaun of Lyman also brings up an interesting point as well on the stream. 20 years from now, Diesel, 20 years from now, are we going to remember where Jaden Daniels played college football? Maybe so, maybe not. I think that's a good question.
Yeah.
I don't, I'm trying to think. I don't know that we do. You know what I mean? I don't know that we in 20 years remember exactly where he played college. That sounds disrespectful to Daniels. I don't mean for it to, but just one of those things. You talk about a legacy, a legacy. I don't know that in 20 years we do. I'm going to try to
Well,
get this audio pulled up, but go ahead, Diesel. I'm sorry.
Given how often all these guys change schools, 20 years from now, are we going to remember where anybody played their college
That's
ball?
true too.
I mean, they're moving around constantly. Now, Jaden Daniels did finally issue a statement. This came out earlier today on his Instagram story, not a post, but a story. He said, quote, "I have been locked in on training camp." Really? And that has been my number one focus. I'm not sure that it is. I have a lot of gratitude for my time at LSU, and I'm proud of what my teammates and I accomplished there. Obviously, there are issues to be worked out between my team and LSU, and my hope is that it will get done privately. My sole personal focus is on Commanders football. No, it's not. I realize the business of football is unique, and I trust this all can be resolved.
God, Diesel is just laying it on Jaden Daniels, isn't
I mean,
he?
it's selfish. I got patience with selfish people like this.
It's a good episode, though. Isn't it? It's a good
There it
episode.
is. No lack of drama in the Bayou.
Here's
that is
that-
for sure.
Here's that Lane Kiffin audio. I think I've got it. You ready? He's wearing it. Lane
He's wearing it.
says he's wearing it. And
Imagine not being able to give a kid that you recruited or that the previous regime recruited because the previous regime told another player who you've never coached that they get that number and it's retired and nobody else gets it.
it's tough. It's tough
That's
fun.
ridiculous.
That's why I'm saying Lane's not to blame here. Believe it or not, Lane Kiffin's not to blame. Save that audio, and we'll see how long that lasts.
He's clearly exhausted by the whole thing. Like, he's
Yeah.
like, am I really having to deal with this?
Yeah,
During
I see why
camp.
though. I see why. Diesel, in the very next segment, I'm not going to be like that guy, but look, if you're a Braves fan, the Braves still have a lot of room to get better, and I tried to warn you during the slump that the Braves were in right before the All-Star break. Maybe I'll be that guy. Maybe I won't. We'll find out next.
forecourt. Sound off now at 844 fan phone.
This is Wire to Wire with Diesel and Cole Bryson on the Fan Upstate.
Well, Diesel, I don't want to be that guy, but I am going to be that guy. Right before the All-Star break, the Atlanta Braves were slumping pretty bad. And I told you on this show, you and the Tolos, I said, hey, look, am I upset as a Braves fan? Yes, I am. I am very upset. But I think it was the day before the All-Star break. I said, relax. Good baseball teams go through bad stretches. The Braves went through theirs. Everybody panicked. And here we are now on August 13th, right back where we started, 9.5 games up in the NL East. And the question, Diesel, isn't whether Atlanta will go through a slump again. They probably will. They might. The question is whether this team has already learned enough from its worst stretch of the season to prevent a slump from becoming a collapse. And right now, you're 73, I think, and 48 with a plus 124 run differential. This is not a mediocre baseball team that's surviving. We know that they didn't make any moves at the All-Star break, but this team, you look back, and they're okay. They're A-okay. They're right back in the same position, but obviously there's still a lot of season left.
Yeah, a lot of season to go, and another little mini slump is probably inevitable. I mean, look what happened the first two games of the Mets series. They came back and they won the second two, which, hey, good news. They cannot lose the season series to the Mets. I do believe they are now tied with the games that they played against the Mets this season. Fact check me on that to be 100% sure. But they can't lose the season series to them. And you don't want those kinds of things kind of cropping up into your mind. Do you have to play them again? Probably not. But, you don't want this idea of we can go through heavy slumps and it's hopeless when certain things happen. Like they've come out the other side of it okay. Might they go on another little mini losing streak over the course of the season? Possible.
Tyler Mahle was good last night for the Braves as well. 6 innings pitched, allowed 4 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, struck out 7, walked 0 last night, did Tyler Mahle. And right now hovering around a 4.64 ERA. But also, how about this batting average starting to creep up a little bit? It's better than 209. 225 is not fantastic, but 225 is a whole heck of a lot better than 209, Diesel. Austin Riley last night, 3 of 4, 2 runs, 1 RBI, 1 home run. And his average now is up to 225 on the season. I felt like it was 209 for the entirety of the season. That's what it at least feels like. So the Braves get a day off today. You're back in action against the Diamondbacks this weekend. A very good team. They're 64 and 58 on the season, and you've already played them once this season, but you do start the series with Chris Sale tomorrow night at home, so that should give you a lot of faith that you can get off to a good start. The month of August is not easy for the Braves. You come back with Grant Holmes on Saturday after Chris Sale, and then on Sunday you come in with Bryce Elder. So it's Sale, Holmes, and Elder, your 3-man rotation this weekend against a good Diamondbacks team. But the point being, the Braves are still in good shape. 9.5 games. Looky here, Diesel. Maybe we can keep growing this thing. And that series against the Phillies in September is not going to be the end-all, be-all. Let's continue to build that cushion with 43, 44 games left.
I do like seeing Austin Riley getting active again. A couple nights ago, he came close to, I think it was either a 2-run or it might have been a 3-run blast by getting one right there to the wall. I mean, the Mets center fielder had to play it off the wall. He had to go up for it and get it. Austin Riley may be starting to see the ball a little bit better. We don't need Austin Riley to be elite, right?
No.
We don't need to go back to 2023 or 2024 Austin Riley. We need something a little better than what he's giving you right now, and that's probably good enough to get you through the postseason.
And the thing about it is, Diesel, like he's at 225 right now on his batting average. We would like it to be higher as a Braves fan, of course, but there's enough talent on this roster that if Austin Riley, let's say he does start to creep up towards 230, which would be awesome, you feel like, man, with Acuna hitting 244, Drake Baldwin 274, nobody hitting over 300 right now. Michael Harris at 290, Matt Olson at 264. I mean, just steady Eddie. Matt Olson, even though he didn't have a good night last night, Olson, Albies, and Harris both 0 for 4 last night, and Dubon as well. So you're seeing guys step up when Baldwin, Olsen, Albies don't have good nights, like Baldwin stepped up in a huge way last night. Acuna was great. Dubon, not great, but Austin Riley, great. So just be good enough, and maybe, just maybe, Austin Riley will be playing his best baseball going into the postseason. Diesel, and I think if you're a Braves fan, that's all you could ask for.
Hey, and it's an especially exciting time because we all know the talent that the Dodgers have amassed, but as of right now, it is not coming to fruition. The wins are not coming for the Dodgers. Certainly they could get hot and start playing like themselves, but hey, could this Braves roster, without having to have made major moves and without having to have leveraged the future and send a bunch of prospects out the door, could they still beat a Dodgers team that just is slumping and can't figure it out?
Be interesting to see.
Will be a lot of fun. We'll keep an eye on it, obviously, as we get closer and closer to the playoffs. Did you know, Cole, that today is a holiday? It is a holiday, even though you might not have looked at the calendar and seen a federal holiday on the docket. Today is a holiday. And my question for you is, of 3 different categories of people who fall into being represented by this holiday, who's the best? Talk about
the tracks.
Electrifying sports talk from start to finish.
You're going wire to wire
With Diesel and Cole Bryson.
on the Fan Upstate.
Cole, my wife is good at coining words, coining phrases, coming up with new ways to describe things. She describes this period of time that we're in right now, the 60 some odd day stretch between the 4th of July and Labor Day, as sloggist. It is a slog to get through August. Therefore, we are in sloggist. It's not fair that we have to wait 2 months between national holidays. So I am declaring today, which is already a lesser holiday, as a new national holiday. Are you okay with a new national holiday that we would have off work today?
Yeah, if we're off work,
Okay,
I'm good
good.
with it. Yeah.
Yeah. Today is International Left-Handers Day. International Lefties Day. How about that? Did you know this?
I only knew it because I looked at the rundown.
Okay.
No, I didn't know it.
I'm glad you read the rundown.
I do not know if left-handers are a real thing. I think
What?
I think it's a. I
We're
think
not
it's
gingers.
no. I don't know if it's real or not.
They are real.
I don't
Like
know.
there's Lefty Tiger. What do you think? Where do you think Lefty Tiger came up with the Tolo name from?
I've never met a person who's actually left. I think they just pretend to be left-handed because they would be different.
I'm a partial lefty.
See?
Okay. I'm an ambidextrosaurus. I write right-handed. Basically, anything that I need precision with, I do with my right hand. Anything I need power with, I do with my left hand. I throw a baseball left-handed, throw a football left-handed. I shoot a basketball left-handed. Other things left-handed. You don't need to know about that. But
oh my God.
I do some things left, some things right.
That's like you need to
Is that even
decide.
weirder?
You need to decide.
No.
You need to decide.
No,
I mean,
when I was a kid, like I still swing a baseball bat right-handed, which it doesn't make any sense. If your left hand is forward towards the target, then why are you swinging right-handed? That doesn't make any sense. But we're in this boat now. But as a kid, I used to swing a baseball bat left-handed.
yeah.
But I wanted to practice swinging right-handed more. And so now I swing a baseball bat right-handed.
I just think it's all a crock.
Oh,
You're
come on.
telling me you physically cannot use your right hand. I think it's bullcrap.
You
I mean, everybody else figured it out. You just decided to go one way and I'm going to do everything backward. I don't believe it's real.
Somebody would accuse me of having a stroke mid-throw if you watched me try to throw a baseball right-handed. I can't do it. I can't. Like, it is the weirdest. Like, the motion doesn't make any sense to me.
I
can't do it.
I want to see you do it. Not right now. and like, don't give me this whole "why my brain's wired differently" thing. Like,
it is.
No, you know what I think happened? You picked
I
up
think
a
it's a sign of
crayon.
intelligence.
No, I think you picked up your crayon with your left hand when you were 4 years old, and your mom said, "Oh, he's left-handed." And now you've committed to it the rest of your life because you just, for whatever reason, picked up a crayon with your left hand.
I can't write left-handed.
Oh, it's because you picked up the crayon. I think left-handed people can use their right hand. They just refuse to. They just refuse to.
Well, it is smarter to write with your right hand because then you don't get the ink all over your hand. Like if you write lefty, and anybody out there who is a lefty, you know this, as you write, especially with ink or with like pencils, you get it all over your hand while you're trying to write. So then people do this like weird, funky thing where they like lift their arm up and they curl and they write a different kind of way.
That's so weird.
That part of it is neither here nor there, Cole, because on this National Lefties Day, I want to hear from the Tolos. Number one, who is your favorite? Whoa.
Power just flickered.
Yeah, the power just flickered. Everything in the studio.
Oh, there's flickering again.
I don't know if I should be wearing I'm gonna take these off right now.
No, you're fine. Stick your hand in some water. Stick your hand.
I don't know if it's
the
safe
power's
for me
flickering
to
in
be
the
wearing
studio.
something connected to the board.
Is there some? Yeah, I mean, I know the weather's bad. The weather's bad today. It's blackout right now in Greenville.
This is freaky.
Wow, the studio is haunted. Oh,
yeah.
See, this is what happens. You start talking about left-handed people, and the studio starts freaking out. The studio agrees with me.
It is disrespectful, Cole, to some of the greats of the game. Like, would you go up to Barry Bonds and tell him he's weird because he swings a baseball bat left-handed?
I tell him it's a hoax. It's a crock.
It's a hoax.
Yeah, it's a crock. I mean, there's nothing to. I mean, the only person. I mean, there's only one person, Diesel. There's one person on this earth that I will say, okay, you know what? I won't say anything. Chipper Jones, I'm not going to say a word to him. I'm not. He was one of the best at lefty, at righty, the consistency, the left side.
He's a switch hitter, right?
Yes, his mechanical nuances.
Okay.
He's the only one because Chipper's my favorite Brave ever. So I'm not going to say anything to him.
Chipper, you would not say a word to. Does that mean that you would walk up to Tom Glavine's face and tell him that his motion is a crock? No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a crock.
You would not.
You know, Tom Glavine, I mean, I like Tom Glavine, but Chipper's, he's got a special place in my heart.
Oh, God.
Tom Glavine, I'd say, Tom, here's the deal. You won one World Series championship in a stretch where the Braves should have won at least 2 to 3, maybe 4. And the Braves were the best team in the 90s, and Tom, you won one. You won one championship. Oh, come on. Give me a break.
He was 1/5 of the starting rotation.
I would love to hear.
Whoa. So when John Smoltz failed to win all those titles, when Greg Maddux failed to win all those titles, you got some of the most elite right-handed pitchers in the world who couldn't get it done, and you're going to blame the lefty?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, God.
Absolutely.
You know what? This is a farce.
Yep.
This is a farce.
This is where I'm going. And you know what? I would love
Kangaroo
to.
court.
Hey, here's the proof that I'm right on this. There hadn't been a single text, call, nothing from a left-handed person. It's all a hoax. There's no such thing. Nobody's calling in. Nobody's texting in. It is all a hoax.
I don't know if you're going to be willing to answer this question here from Shane Barrett, because it's potentially blasphemous to ask this question. But Shane says, was really thinking Cole was going to say, if Jesus Christ was a lefty, he wouldn't say anything. I mean,
that's funny, but
we've
no,
already
Shane.
had people question if Jesus Christ could hit a curveball.
No,
but
Shane.
Now you're questioning if he would say anything, if Cole would say anything.
Of course not, Shane Barrett. He also says, you shoot a basketball, Diesel? You trying to hoop? So now he's inviting you out. Diesel went over the backboard 2 or 3 years ago at the March at the what was that? What was that?
That was the Spartanburg
USC Upstate. USC Upstate. Yeah.
Event. Yeah.
There is a broken window on the 3rd floor of a building downtown Spartanburg because Diesel went over the backboard. Okay, here's one text from the 803. He said, my son is left-handed when it comes to riding, but he throws right-handed. Again, I think at one point your son picked up a crayon or a pencil with his left hand, and y'all just said, oh, he's left-handed. No, what facts are there out there that have shown us that they're left-handed? I mean, this is a real – I know I have taken us on a wild random path, and I didn't mean to.
Still, though, there are some all-time great lefty players, quarterbacks, pitchers, and hitters that I think deserve some respect, Cole. Steve Young, Michael Vick, Tim Tebow, Boomer Esiason, all lefties. Great quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Among the pitchers, you got Randy Johnson, Clayton Kershaw, like I mentioned before, Tom Glavine. There have been plenty of great lefty pitchers. And with the hitters, the great Bambino was a lefty. Ken Griffey Jr., the purest swing in the game. Ken Griffey Jr. is a lefty. Barry Bonds, the home run king, is a lefty. Ty Cobb, the all-time great, was a lefty. So you better put some respect on these lefties.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. They're great players, but I just think they were a little bit delusional. You know, I mean, great players. I'm not taking anything away from. Now, who did you say? Let me go back and look here. Babe Ruth. Yeah. Yeah, Barry Bonds. Yeah. Good players. Ty Cobb, good players. Real good players. So, I mean, they're talented. They're talented.
I'm looking at the greatest. The greatest are lefties. And it's a small portion of the amount of people in America and the amount of people that throw baseballs professionally for a living or hit or throw a football for a living. The percentage is much, much lower. And they're able to dominate in a lot of ways, in a lot of categories where righties have the vast overwhelming number of candidates, and they still can't get the job
So
done.
what you're saying is their confusion has led to success. Their
Whatever it takes,
confusion,
man, competitive advantage.
Shohei Ohtani, for example, his confusion, he bats left-handed and he throws right-handed,
His
right?
confusion almost led to his financial ruin, okay?
That's true, too. That's
Yeah,
true.
gotta be careful.
Texter says, but he did have to write a whole 3 months as a right hand whenever he broke his hand in second grade. That's terrible to hear, Texter. Hate that. I don't know. I cannot do anything left-handed. I mean, I don't understand it, how some people can, but
I think we need to have an opposite day
Oh,
where
God.
you and I film some content for the Tolos. This is all in good fun, where you and I film some content going opposite. So I would have to throw a baseball or a football or shoot a basketball right-handed. You would have to do it left-handed, and we can have our Tolos grade our form.
That'd be bad. Be really bad. I mean, even like with hunting and fishing and stuff. I mean, we've had for these confused people, we've had to change like reels and which side of the rod reels are on, and the left-handed shotguns or the left side ejection port because you can't shoot them right-handed. We're left-handed. We have had to cater to these lefties, and I think it's Shane Barrett says, isn't Luka Doncic a lefty? I don't know, Shane. I mean, I hadn't Googled lately. Is Luka a lefty? Let's see. I'm Googling it now. No, he's not. He's righty. He's a righty. See, he's normal.
Oop.
He's normal, Shane. Shane, are you a right-handed guy or a left-handed guy, by the way? Shane Barrett on YouTube.
I'm looking up basketball players who are lefties. James Harden is a lefty.
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson just won a title, and he's a lefty.
Yeah, confused lefty. But
Yeah, well, hey, it works.
Texter says switching hands makes it feel like somebody else. It works. It works. Again, their confusion led to it. Congrats to them. A lot of good players.
Manny Pacquiao is a lefty. He's a southpaw. Rocky Balboa was a southpaw.
Oh,
yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, I'm just saying. You need to show some respect.
More respect to the lefties and Lefty Tiger. I don't
Yeah.
know if that's why Lefty Tiger's name is Lefty Tiger or not, but we need to find that out. Why is his name Lefty Tiger?
Anybody know Lefty can get a hold of him directly, or is it just like one of those ironic nicknames? Like a fat guy named Slim.
Yeah, that's true. I like those a lot.
Fascinating stuff. Cole, we talked about this a little bit earlier today. Do you want to do a little pick'ems on the preseason games just for fun here?
Yes.
It's hard to know what's going to happen in these preseason games because the matchups are so all over the place. But let's do a little pick'em on the NFL preseason.
All right, we're going to keep track of it.
I'll keep track of it.
Let's keep track. That way it's fun. Yeah.
Let me grab a little window here that I can give the win-loss on the preseason games. All right, game number 1, Cole. Tonight, Detroit at Cincinnati. Who wins?
And we're going just pick them or spreads?
Just pick them.
Pick them. These are so hard. It's so hard to pick these games. You just don't know. Like the Lions, who they're going to throw out there. What do we say? Josh Dobbs? Is that what we said earlier for the Lions? Diesel?
Correct. And Cincinnati will be starting
Luke Altmaier.
I believe he's starting Luke Altmaier. Yep.
So you're not going to see Jared Goff tonight. So it's going to be like no. I'm sorry. Luke Altmaier's with the Lions. So it's Jared Goff at 1. Yeah, Josh Dobbs 2, Luke Altmaier at 3. And Teddy Bridgewater just kind of unexpectedly retired. So Luke Altmaier is going to start for the Lions. For the Bengals, let's see if it's out there yet. Of course, no Joe Burrow. You've got Joe Flacco and Josh Johnson. Give me the Lions tonight. Give me Dan Campbell and the Detroit Lions and the young kid, Diesel, going to get it done in Luke Altmaier from Illinois.
How about that? I think Luke Altmaier will come out and look really good. I have faith in guys that are a little bit older, a little bit more.
He is a little older,
experienced, a little less, a little less on the nerves.
He's 23.
I'm going Lions as well.
Let's do it.
Well, Lions as well.
Lion up, baby. Hey, what's their motto? Lion up? No, that's bolt up for the Chargers.
Dying,
yeah, I like that.
How about the Packers at the Steelers?
Packers, Steelers. Packers. You know, I don't know what to make of the Steelers right now with Mike McCarthy. And I'm not saying like these preseason games only depends on who's playing quarterback. It's just a big part of it. You've got Aaron Rodgers, Mason Rudolph, Will Howard, and Drew Aller. I don't think Aaron sees any time or much, if any, tonight, Diesel. With that being said, I like the quarterback room. If we're going to just go, I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't just base it off the quarterbacks, but I do like the quarterback room. I mean, they've got some dudes in there, and I don't know that you're going to see Jordan Love a lot. Tyrod Taylor, Kyle McCord for the pass. Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers tonight.
I agree. You made a very compelling case. I think Pittsburgh is a little deeper there. And hey, it's all about continuity. It's all about taking care of the football in the preseason. Things can get away from you. So you're going Pittsburgh Steelers.
Give me the Steelers.
Steelers as well.
Give me the Steelers. Steel City. Steel Curtain, baby.
All right. Next up, Cole, we're going to have to move through these quickly because we have a guest coming up in the very next segment. The Colts at the Super Bowl participants, New England Patriots.
Wow. Participants. That's rough, Diesel. Anthony Richardson, Riley Leonard, I'm not big fans of. Give me the Patriots tonight.
I'm with you. Patriots, both of us.
They're an underdog, by the way.
Are they?
Yeah.
No, the Patriots are favored.
Oh, ESPN showed
right.
Indy -3 on mine.
You are right about that. What?
That's weird.
That feels like a typo. That feels unnatural.
It just goes to show you can't pick these preseason games. That's why I think this would be fun to keep up and see who. Well, we both agreed on all three so far.
How about Arizona at Vegas? Las Vegas favored by 3.
Vegas wins tonight. Arizona's already lost once to the sorry Panthers, and they're going to lose again. The Raiders have Fernando Mendoza. I think he plays a half tonight. He'll get it done. The Raiders win in a close one tonight.
I am going to disagree with you. Our first disagreement. I think the Cardinals, having already played a preseason game, and we know how good Carson Beck looked in that preseason game, I assume he'll play significant minutes tonight as well. Just already having a few reps under their belt, I'm going to say they got a little more experience on them already this year. So I'm going the Cardinals win on the road. How about Chargers at the Houston Texans?
This is an interesting one. Give me I'll go with the Texans tonight at home. Give me the Houston Texans.
You're going Texans. I'm going Chargers. How about that? We got two games where we've chosen different teams. And the final one here, Cole, is Tennessee at San Francisco. How many starters are San Francisco going to run out there? If this was a regular season game, I'd say hammer the over.
Yeah, if it were regular. San Francisco, I don't think will do a whole lot tonight in terms of starters. Yeah, tighten up, baby. Tighten up. Give me Tennessee.
Going Tennessee on the road. So you took all of the home teams except for the San Francisco 49ers. So you went home teams going 5-1.
Yeah, baby. Home team. Home field advantage in the preseason. Yes, It matters, right?
Okay.
It matters. I'll tell you who else matters. Jordan Kay of the State newspaper. Ladies and gentlemen, it is back. We did it last year. We're running it back again this year. The State's segment. Jordan Kay alternating every Thursday with Chapel Fowler. They're both with the State. One covers the Gamecocks. One covers the Tigers. Jordan Kay leading us off today in the State's segment next right here on the Fan Upstate.
This is Wire to Wire with Cole, Bryson, and Diesel on the Fan Upstate.
Well, you had it last year and you get it again this football season. The States segment right here on the Fan Upstate. Jordan Kay and Chapel Fowler both do a terrific, and I mean terrific, job covering their respective programs. One South Carolina, one being Clemson. And we had a lot of fun talking to both Jordan and Chapel every other Thursday, alternating. And today we lead off with Jordan Kay of the State newspaper. Jordan covers South Carolina, the Gamecocks athletics. I've got to know, Jordan, before we get into this thing, the most important thing, the only thing I care about outside of all the other important things going on in Columbia, is the stadium ready?
Not exactly. Not yet. We were out there today, and there were still crews working on it. We've heard that it's gonna, be done, or at least phase one is gonna be done by, the first game. But I think they were trying to actually have it done by today. That hasn't happened. So there's definitely a little bit of more work to do.
Ooh.
Talking to Jordan Kay of the State newspaper, I also saw, and we joked about that this was going to happen a few weeks ago when we finally got the announcement of the Nike gear. Shane Beamer came out and did a press conference in a shade of red that was, I think, a lot closer to Georgia red than it was South Carolina garnet. Why is this hard to get right?
Yeah, that's a great question that I've kind of been, wondering myself. South Carolina kind of keeps insisting that no, this is garnet, but and what they'll say is, hey, this shows up differently on different material, and for the most part, that's right. I mean, if you look at the South Carolina jerseys, I think they look very good. That shade of garnet, I think, is solid, but you start seeing some of these T-shirts or polos, or especially the cotton, you're just like, that is not South Carolina garnet. And so I guess Nike just puts the same shade on all these different things, and then they show up different shades. It seems very odd to me that they wouldn't know how to tweak it to make it look uniform across different fabrics. For a company as big as they are that specializes in apparel, I wouldn't think that it would be this tough, but apparently it is.
Even Nike can make mistakes. Even Nike. Talking to Jordan Kay of the State newspaper right here on the State's segment. Next week, we will hear from Chapel Fowler of the State, talk Clemson as college football season less than a month away, just a few weeks away. Jordan, we've talked about this, touched on this a few times this week on the show, just in terms of what you can actually gain as a reporter this time of year, early in fall camp. On the Clemson side of things, you have the conversation with Christopher Fazina and Tate Reynolds, the quarterback competition, maybe, question mark. But from your perspective, what do you as a journalist, reporter, what do you actually take away? They're playing against the same team. They're not playing a different opponent. It's a very controlled environment. What do you take away from fall camp right now?
Yeah, I think, it all depends kind of on access. There are some schools that let reporters see a lot of practice, and from that, you're probably not going to be able to gauge how great a team is going to be, but you'll probably have a better understanding of the depth chart, who's improving, who's declining, who's going to be lining up as the starter week one. We don't see a ton. I think they're letting us into 3 or 4 practices for like 15 minutes each, and so we don't get to see a ton, so you're kind of going off quotes and what you're hearing. This time of year, it's really tough. I think every school is like, this is a fantastic team. Everything's incredible, blah, blah, blah. I think back to last year when, I remember reading quotes from people of how good Mike Shula's offense is. It's like, you almost don't want to read that much into it. I'll kind of wait for the first or second game to make my opinion. But, it is interesting when people start saying names. I think that kind of makes your ears perk up of saying, okay, that's someone I hadn't considered. Or, when you ask of who's doing well and someone says a name you weren't expecting, you're like, okay, that, I'll take note of that. Perhaps that's someone who could be competing for a starting job.
Talking to Jordan Kay of the State newspaper, as we'll do every other week throughout the season, talking Gamecocks. a couple weeks ago at Birdies with Beamer, I had a chance to talk to Randy Clements, and I asked him, basically, what will your scheme look like from an offensive line standpoint, especially trying to protect Lenore Sellers. Now, Shane took exception to me, I guess implying that it was all on the offensive line, but basically Randy said, we're going to be really good at the basic things, and we're going to repeat what we're good at again and again and again. My question for you is, how do you expect something like that, the simplicity, to work out in the SEC?
Yeah, I think what he's talking about that is you see it at practice a little bit. We're able to do. I mean, they do these same like ladder drills every single day, where basically, I mean, they are making sure that the linemen pick up their feet, so they're not tripping over defensive linemen or tripping over the quarterback or their teammates. And then they have guys going under basically like these metal arches to almost just say, hey, get low. And so those are the things they're emphasizing. Hey, pick up your feet, good footwork, and stay low. Now, how is that going to translate to an actual game? Who knows? I think there's probably going to be, less breakdown from just a technique perspective, but, that doesn't change if a guy has a swim move and gets past an offensive lineman. So I don't know if that's necessarily going to change much, but, I think the thing that really gives you a lot of confidence in the offensive line is the fact that Randy Clements has worked with Kendall Briles and worked in that offense for, 30 years now, going back to his time with Kendall's dad, Art. So I think he understands what an offensive lineman needs to do in that system. And I think that system, just by the sheer tempo of it, makes life a little easier for the offensive line. And then, in turn, hopefully gets the ball out of the quarterback's hand faster.
Jordan, when you look at this 2026 South Carolina Gamecock receiving corps, I don't know why, but on our show in the past couple of weeks, there's been a lot of talk about the receivers and Lenore Sellers, like where he was ranked on Josh Pate's quarterback list. Our listeners say, well, who's he going to throw it to? You got Nick Harbor, you got Mazio Bennett. From the people you hear from, do you feel as if there is valid concern around the receiving corps heading into the season, or do you feel like, Jordan, that there's some guys there that maybe Gamecock fans can be surprised by if they just give it time, which I know Gamecock fans can't always do, and be patient?
It's got to be a little both. I mean, definitely needs to be questions about this wide receiver corps. If you look at everyone, there's like 12 or 13 guys, wide receivers on the roster. Only one, Nick Harbor, has over 600 career receiving yards. This is a group that is very unproven, has not kind of displayed that many of them, can be a number two guy in the SEC. So yeah, there needs to be concerns. How can Jaden Sellers, elevate? Can Nitro Tuggle, who had 500 yards at Purdue last year, could he be a guy who really makes plays in the SEC? DJ Black walked on at South Carolina a couple of years ago, went to Limestone, was at UCF last year. Heard a lot of good things about him in the spring. Is that a guy at 6'2" who Lenore Sellers is going to be able to throw to? We thought last year, and man, the coaching staff was talking up, oh my gosh, all these freshmen are going to play, and holy cow, we have the best freshman receivers in the country. And it was like Jaden Sellers had like 300 yards, and like that was it. Donovan Murph had under 200 yards. No one else did much. And so it is a fair question. I think we've got to see, hey, does anyone actually, assert themselves as a real number two receiver? And a lot of that does come down to Lenore Sellers of getting the ball into those guys' hands. But, there were plenty of times last year where he had time and no one was open.
Talking to Jordan Kay of the State newspaper, Shane touched on this 2 weeks ago. You're in the building every single day. What are the latest updates on Dylan Stewart as he still continues to recover and come back?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're getting to a point, or we're close to that point of saying, okay, I don't know if these guys are going to play the first week or maybe the first 2 weeks. Shane Beamer doesn't, the couple times we've been at practice, Dylan Stewart's off to the side, and then we don't even see Jakaria's peak. And when Beamer's asked about it, it's very vague of like, hey, they're progressing. They are at practice. they are doing things, and it's all this like this kind of runaround of likely saying they're not practicing but they're there type thing. It's very odd and not exactly the thing you want to hear if you're really hoping they're going to be out there week 1. So
it's the mental reps, Jordan. The mental reps.
Yeah.
Those are elite.
It doesn't, so that doesn't give you a lot of hope for that. But also, I mean, everything I've heard from both guys is that things are going well. And we heard Jakarius Peak was running during the summer, and Dylan Stewart, his back was feeling a lot better after resting most of the summer. So, I mean, the progressing thing is real. Like, I think those guys are getting better. But I think I and some other people, I think, thought progressing would mean they were practicing at this point, and that hasn't happened. But there still are, 3 weeks until the season, so there's time.
Jordan, to take you into a conversation we had on Tuesday this week, it was a flawed Tuesday. We gave Shane Beamer and Dabo Sweeney what we thought their biggest flaws were as head coach. And for Shane Beamer, it was basically the inability to surround himself with great coordinators thus far. Now, if you look, South Carolina's really spending some money compared to what they have been. Also compared Jordan to other SEC coordinators like Mike Bobo and coordinators at Alabama now with the new additions, the new hires. They're spending more money. Kendall Briles, I think, is making $2 million a year, something like that. Is that, if that were a valid flaw of Shane Beamer, is that something you think this year gets turned around because of the hire of Briles, Drayton, Clements at offensive line, of course, 3 coaches that have a lot of experience, a lot of promise? Can we put that narrative to bed in your mind if things turn out well?
Yeah, 100%. I think that's totally fair. I think Shane would probably tell you that. You look at Clayton White making over $2 million, and I think been one of the better, SEC defensive coordinators in a couple different seasons. I think he probably got too complacent coming off that 2024 season. They gave extensions to every assistant coach, and it didn't really seem, I don't know if all of them were warranted. Marquell Blackwell, it was like, okay, he didn't even get Rocket Sanders. Rocket Sanders was there, did well. No one else really progressed. The offensive line was terrible yet again, and Lonnie Teasley got an extension. It was just, hey, we're going to give an extension to everyone. And then they promote Mike Shula, and it was like, I felt he got too complacent. And I think this year they said, we can't do that again. We have got to open the checkbook to get the guys we want. And they brought in real coaches who have track records of, doing things in the SEC, which, I don't think they could have said before.
Jordan, from what you said before, you haven't had a lot of time to be at practices, and that's by design. But, how would you expect the look of this Kendall Briles offense to be different from the Mike Shula offense, especially as it relates to, the ability for Lenore Sellers to get the ball out of his hands quickly? How predicated on that will this offense be?
I think that's going to be huge. I mean, the big thing in a Briles offense is getting the ball to his playmaker. And so I think there's going to be a lot of creativity when it comes to, different screen passes, different quick game of getting the ball in the hands of Matt Fuller, the running back, and Nick Harbor, and any of the other wide receivers who emerge. So I think that's going to be huge. And then also, I mean, they really need to get the running game going to then open up Lenore Sellers' legs. I mean, you think of when he had Rocket Sanders in the backfield, Lenore Sellers rushed for over 600 yards. Rocket Sanders leaves, and Lenore has like 200 yards rushing. So some people might put that on just SEC defenses knowing who he is. But I think having a capable back in the backfield also, puts the onus a little bit on the defense of having to decide who to cover. So I think that those are going to be the big things you see in a Briles offense. And then it's just going to be more up-tempo. I think what they want to do is go fast, get the defense tired, and really be the aggressors, which we really didn't see much last year.
Jordan, my last question for you. South Carolina's schedule out of the gate, a little bit different than what Clemson is. And we talk about both a lot, but Clemson opening with LSU, South Carolina easing their way into the competition. When you talk about those new coordinators, you talk about Lenoris and a unproven wide receiver room, maybe some unproven backs. Do we talk too much about how you start the season, or do you feel as if maybe this is a good thing for the Gamecocks to try to build some confidence and see who they are with a lot of newness in 2026?
This is the absolute perfect thing for South Carolina. Last year they go into that Virginia Tech game, and you just knew something was off. Granted, that wasn't like a tough game or anything, but then even they go into South Carolina State, and it was like, this team doesn't look very good. I mean, you could tell really quickly, like, this probably isn't the playoff team we expected. So, I don't think they've necessarily challenged themselves a ton. Aside from North Carolina that 1 year out of the gate. But for this team, having Kent State and then Towson, I mean, that is 2 weeks to really start figuring some things out. You could kind of argue they've had that in the past, but probably not this easy. I think Kendall Briles is going to be able to work some things out. I think the defense that is going to have a lot of moving pieces, a lot of guys rotating at edge, defensive line, and in the secondary. They're going to be able to figure some things out, and then guys are just going to be able to get comfortable playing. I think that's a really good thing for South Carolina. And then even you look at that first month of playing Mississippi State and Kentucky as two of the first three SEC teams. I mean, that is really easing your way into the schedule. And we saw, at least in 24, South Carolina was much better in the second half of the season. So it probably helps if they can get some early wins before everything really clicks.
Jordan, if there was a ridiculously talented recruit coming into South Carolina that really, 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 really wanted to wear the number 2, who would win in an existential battle, Sterling Sharp or Shane Beamer?
Sterling Sharp, I think. Yeah.
Well, this is all around the LSU scenario. I'm sure you've been following that today.
100%. I think there are guys who just don't want that number worn, and I totally get it. It's like, hey, the school chose to retire your number. Why should you have to give it up to some high school recruit who might just transfer in a year? Like, I totally respect that. Like, you earned it. There's another group of thinking of the Miami guys. I know Michael Irvin's talked about it of, hey, I want someone to wear my old number so that I can watch every week. And people say, hey, number 88 caught the ball. You know who the best number 88 was? Michael Irvin. So there are different schools that do it different ways. But just having heard Sterling Sharp say he doesn't want anyone to wear it, I don't think he's budging on that.
Jordan, you're the best. Always appreciate you. Looking forward to many more talks this fall. And we'll talk to you again in 2 weeks, pal.
Thanks, fellas. Look forward to it. Have a good one.
Jordan K. Great stuff. State newspaper. We appreciate his time. Next week, it'll be Chapel Fowlerty as all of the state newspaper going back and forth. I have to admit that picture of Shane Beamer, I posted it on our Facebook page at the Fan Upstate. That is, I don't hate the color. How does that happen? That is not South Carolina's color at all.
So and this is the excuse that I've heard, the excuse that Jordan gave there, this is Nike's excuse, not his, but he relayed it, that the color code, the Pantone, whatever it may be, for South Carolina garnet shows up differently on different materials. Isn't it more important to have it appear to be the same color? Do fans care more that you use the same dye code on the polyester shirt and the cotton jersey and this hat? Or do they want the garnet to look the same on everything?
It's interesting, isn't it?
It's Nike's job to make the garnet look the same regardless of what material it's on. What is this debate that we're having here?
What are we doing?
Gosh. Colt, let's do our whip around the sports world. Check out everything that's going on in one go. Our Daily Wires next.
your namby-pamby sports takes at the door. Call in if you're man enough.
844 Fan Phone. This is Wire to Wire with Diesel and Cole Bryson on the Fan Upstate.
Well, let's go rapid fire, Cole. These are our daily wires. The buzz happening around the sports world. The Braves beat the hated Mets yesterday 6-3. They're now 73 and 48 on the season. They hold a 9.5 game lead in the NL East. Things are going well for the Atlanta Braves.
Keep it up, baby. That's right. Keep it up.
They are off tonight. Freddie Freeman luckily avoided serious injury last night when he took a tumble down the stairs into the visitors' dugout trying to catch a foul pop-up in the 8th inning. That was scary stuff.
It was really scary. You know, I mean, like, I'm going to be honest with you. This is a part of me that's not nice, not Christ-like, not anything nice. I'm going to say it anyway because if I thought it, I might as well say it. You know, I mean, that would look like what he would be to him falling down those steps, rather, Diesel, would be, I think, the equivalent of how Braves fans see him exiting Atlanta or saw him exiting Atlanta. I mean, just stumble on down, fall on down. I mean, yeah, we want to make sure you're okay and hope you're okay, but oh, get out of here, Freddie. Get a Band-Aid, Freddie.
Goodness gracious. He did say, quote, "I didn't hit my head," so that was the key part there. "I am sore. Kneecaps are sore, shoulder is sore, hands are sore, wrist is sore. But I'm in good spirits."
My gosh. Get a Band-Aid. Take some ibuprofen, you loser.
Yeah. Is his ego bruised too? Let's talk about that. There are 6 NFL preseason games tonight, 7 o'clock. Lions at the Bengals, Packers at the Steelers, 7:30. Colts at the Patriots, 8 o'clock. Cardinals at the Raiders and Chargers at Texans. And then at 9 o'clock, the nightcap. I don't know why they picked this one for the nightcap, Cole. It's not the best game. Titans at 49ers.
Yeah, I don't think that's the best. Maybe Mendoza should have been the nightcap, right?
Right. Yeah, I mean, I know it's a West Coast game and it's 6 p.m. local time there, but who cares? People in California get to watch all these games early in the daytime anyway.
No doubt.
You should get the best games for prime time. Deshaun Watson will start the Cleveland Browns preseason opener against the Bears on Saturday in Chicago. Shedeur Sanders will start the team's second preseason game at home against the Buffalo Bills August 22nd. Browns coach Todd Monken informed the quarterbacks of the decision after practice yesterday. Good plan, or should they be splitting reps in the preseason?
I would like to see them split reps eventually. Okay, is that an acceptable answer?
Sure.
Eventually.
Sure. And that's not to say they can't still, swap at halftime, but we'll wait and see. Commanders quarterback Jaden Daniels has sent a cease and desist letter to LSU demanding they stop using his name, image, and likeness moving forward. At the center of the dispute is that the Tigers are allowing sophomore corner DJ Pickett to wear the number 5 jersey, something that DJ Pickett was promised when he was being recruited to LSU. The letter states that the Daniels family felt disrespected by the move. The family felt disrespected, not just Jaden, but the family.
How about that? I mean, that's just so sad. So sad, isn't it? It's so sad for Jaden.
Earlier today, about 2 hours ago, Cole, Jaden Daniels did post onto his social media, onto his Instagram story, that he expects his team to get this worked out with LSU. So we'll see.
He must have a good team around them, I guess. They're going to get it all worked out.
Look out for the Wildcats of Northwestern, Cole. The program just received a $35 million football-focused gift over the next 3 years. The gift comes from the family of Liz and Dick Uline. The gift comes as the school is just about set to debut the brand new $850 million Ryan Field. So cash money rolling in at Northwestern.
How about that? Big money up there, isn't it?
You would think a school located in Chicago could get some big time rich donors, and that they should be raking in more. Meanwhile, Ohio State's like, that's cute. That's what our offensive line costs.
That's true. That is very true.
This year, yours is coming in over 3 years. That's what our O-line costs this year. This is awesome. And Tolos, if you haven't seen this, look it up on social media. Former Air Force football player Nate Walker, who played in the late 2000s, flew a low pass in an F-16 over an Air Force football practice, and it was a surprise to the players. The coaches knew about it. They were well aware of it, But how awesome is that? You said
Yeah.
you hadn't seen the video.
I have now.
Until I told you about
That's
it.
pretty
It's
cool.
right?
That's pretty
Oh,
cool.
it's
It's
so
kind of
cool.
scared me a little bit. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Scared me a little bit.
Our house is in Malden, kind of over next to the Donaldson Center, Cole, and they're always doing laps and testing with F-16s.
Oh, yeah.
And man, when they come over the house, and they weren't nearly as low as this pilot
Yeah.
buzzed the practice, but it is crazy how loud that can be.
Love it.
Last two here for you. Much to Dan B's chagrin, Army has extended Coach Jeff Monken through the 2030 season. Jeff Monken and Army holds a 6-5 record over Navy in their annual rivalry game. And the last one here for you, Cole. The Carolina Panthers have added 33-year-old free agent tight end Darren Walker to the roster. He spent last year with the Dolphins, working with Panthers' new associate head coach and offensive specialist, Darrell Bevel. He produced 283 yards and 6 touchdowns in just 9 games.
How about that? Tolo takeover. Tolos, get ready. I've got a question for you out of the gate. Ready for you. Call in. That's next.
to the courts and the gridirons to the tracks.
Electrifying sports talk from start to finish.
You're going wire to wire
With Diesel and Cole Bryson.
on the Fan Upstate.
Will it be the Gamecocks or will it be the Trojans? What are we talking about? This is the question that I am asking to lead off the Tolo Takeover. 844-326-3663. It's the way you can call into the show. Phone lines are wide open. The Joy Law Firm text line is also open as well. Just something strange here to lead off the Tolo Takeover. And I know that we have no interest in the upstate in Southern Cal for the most part, but I do want to know from you, Tolos, and from Diesel as well, which USC will have the better season in 2026. The pressure on both programs, both coaches, Lincoln Riley has to answer the call eventually out west in Cali, but Shane Beamer does as well. Diesel, is that a fair question to ask? I mean, or do you think that's just a duh kind of USC, of course, because they're not in the SEC? Is that a duh question in your mind or a dumb question? Let's go to the phone lines. 844-326-3663. Dale wants to get in on the conversation. Whatever you want to talk about, Dale, but also let's start with our question. Who has the better season? The Gamecocks? Which USC has the better season? Gamecocks or Trojans, Dale?
Trojans do, but I believe both coaches get fired.
Oh, my God.
Whoa.
What a hot take on this Tolo takeover. Oh,
about that?
my.
Here's
Whoa.
the thing. Lincoln Riley was brought over to not only win, but win big. And 8-4, 9-3 is not going to do it. You've got to win the conference, or at least go 10-2 and get into the playoff. I think to keep his job.
My
Okay.
word.
However, 8-4 will be better than what Shane Beamer does, and Shane Beamer's going to get the axe at. I think at best he goes 6-6.
At
So you agree with
best,
Diesel a little bit there.
6-6 at South Carolina.
Both are fired? Are you kidding me? Dale, that is, I love a hot take. I love
Paul
a
and I
hot
are
take.
both way higher on South Carolina than you are, Dale.
That is a
Well,
great
yeah,
hot
I mean,
take.
I have every right to be. I've seen South Carolina now, unless Lenore Sellers comes back to freshman form, and that old line is magically better. I don't see it.
Wow. Tolos?
The kid is still turnover prone.
Yeah.
Lenore Sellers is turnover prone. He is. You can't say he's not.
But he was turnover prone in a Mike Shula offense with a garbage offensive line and no running game.
Okay. Does he have a running game? Unproven. We don't know yet. Does
Unproven.
He have an offensive
TBD.
line that's supposed to be better, but we don't know.
Yeah, a lot of things still unproven. Tolos, by the way, do you agree with Dale's hot take? I love it coming in on the Tolo takeover hot take that Shane Beamer and Lincoln Riley both canned USC. Which one has the better seasons? The question, Dale says neither one of them. They're both canned. I think that's fascinating, Dale. Are you a Gamecock fan?
No, I'm a Southern Cal fan. This is great because I think my season hinges on Halloween and what we do against Ohio State.
We have a
But-
Southern
Wow.
Cal fan in the upstate.
What? This is the
That
first
is
time
a-
we're hearing this, Dale.
Well, it's not Cole's first time. When we had that sit down when you were on your sabbatical, Diesel, me and Cole had a lovely conversation.
I just forgot. I forgot. I'm sorry, Dale. Anything else before we let you go, unrelated to this conversation, Dale?
Absolutely. I want to know what your thought is about this. Okay, Dak Prescott throwing 1,250 yards and 10 touchdowns to each CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens.
Wow. That's talk about on the spot.
That one.
Okay, did you say 1,200 or 1,500?
1,250, 2,500 yards total between the both of them. 1,250 and 1,250.
Okay, 1,250 and 1,250. So that's weird. That's a weird question. Like, I like it a lot, though. Like, that's tough. So Dak threw for 4,552 yards a season ago, which is pretty good. If you divide that number, no, I'm going to say no. I love George Pickens and I love CeeDee Lamb both. I think they're both phenomenal talent. They were incredible last year, but there's no way they both have that many yards this year, right?
I think it's possible.
They're not going to run the ball, I guess.
They're going to run the ball. He had that still with the running game of Javonte Williams. You said, what, 4,500 yards last year, correct?
Yeah, 4,500 yards from Dak.
This, to me, all depends on Dak Prescott actually avoiding his trend of being hurt this year. It's healthy 1 year, hurt next year. Healthy 1 year, hurt next year. This year, he's, air quotes, due for an injury. I hope it's not the case. But again, it's Dak Prescott, man. I mean, you know how I feel about Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
Hey Dale, not to take you back the opposite direction, but you want to go a little win-loss with your USC Trojans?
Let's do it.
Okay. They got remember here they got Jaden Mayava coming back. He was almost a 4,000-yard passer last year. He's a senior, experienced guy,
and he lost a lot on the outside.
But he gets a couple of really good running backs back. I think it's going to be a by committee situation unless Wayman Jordan is significantly better or worse.
He lost Makai Lemon, he lost Lane, and I'm pretty sure he lost the tight end too. So.
Quit fussing. Let's just get to it. Quit complaining, right. Dale. Quit complaining.
We're gonna skip through the first three because I'm pretty sure we're all sure they're gonna go 3-0 against San Jose State, Fresno State, and Louisiana, right?
Right.
3-0. Then they're on the road at Rutgers.
That's a win.
4-0. Hosting Oregon.
Boy, that's tough.
It ain't tough. It's not tough. There's nothing tough about that, Dale.
It's an L, but it's one score.
Okay.
Unless the defense is just crap, then
4-1.
You'll pretty much know. Yeah.
4-1. Then they host Washington. Good God, do they have any road games? Hosting Washington for homecoming.
Yes, we'll beat Washington.
They'll beat Washington. You got them at 5-1.
Okay, go ahead, Dale. I'll comment after. Go ahead.
Then they are on the road at Penn State with a new head coach.
Is that a whiteout?
Don't know.
Doesn't matter.
If it's a whiteout, it's lost.
Oh, come on. The fans' T-shirt color. You're going lost because the fans are all going to wear white T-shirts?
It's a 7 o'clock game at night. Yeah, that's like
all right, you got them at 5-2 going into the bye. Then they are on the road at Wisconsin.
That's a win.
6-2. Then they are playing Ohio State at home.
My wife might be listening because I told her to wait. She called while I was on hold.
She's an Ohio State fan, right?
So should we just go ahead and say 6-3?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to take the L on that.
Okay.
I hate that.
That's a loss.
Then they got to go on the road at Indiana, who are going to be coming off of a bye.
Oh, gosh. That's probably another loss.
6-4 with back-to-back losses. How about that?
That's why I said he's fired.
At home against Maryland.
That's a win.
7-4 at UCLA.
That's a win.
8-4.
8-4 is what I said, and he's not gonna. He'll be fired.
8-4. Lincoln
Wow,
Riley.
fired. Not
get
good
your
enough.
ass out the door.
Dale, thanks for the call, man.
Gracious, Dale. Good stuff, Dale.
8-4. So that's the question. Tolos, if you just by chance tuned in, the Tolo takeover's happening. The question is, which USC will have the better year, Southern Cal or South Carolina? Dale says Southern Cal's going 8-4, and Lincoln Riley gets fired. He also thinks Beamer's fired at the same time as well in the same year. I don't know. I guess that's the question. Does 8-4 get Lincoln Riley fired, Diesel, in your mind? 8-4, is he gone or is he back?
8-4. This is a brutal schedule. It's a brutal conference schedule, but you got Oregon, Washington, who are not pushovers, by the way, with Jed Fish.
Sure.
At Penn State 3 weeks in a row. It's
tough.
possible that you go 0-3 in that stretch, but I don't think that you do. Then they got at Wisconsin, which is it's not a brutal game, but it's still not easy. Ohio State, who's coming off a bye, on the road at Indiana, who are coming off of a bye. I mean, you're looking at potentially 5 losses on this schedule, and if they get to that point where they haven't beaten anyone with a pulse in their conference,
he's gone.
I think Dale's right. I think you have to.
Wow, he's gone. Okay, so last year they went 9-4. In 2024, Lincoln Riley at USC went 7-6. 2023, he went 8-5. 2022, he was pretty good, 11-3 in 14 games, right? But after that 2022 season, things not good again. 8-5, 7-6, 9-4. Decent enough to keep your job last year, but you lost in the Alamo Bowl to end the season. Lincoln Riley did. Maybe I will side with the two of you. Maybe, just maybe, 8-4 does get them canned. It just depends on what the pressure is at that point. Let's go to the phone lines. 844-326-3663. Cocky for a reason wants to weigh in. Cocky, welcome into the Tolo Takeover. The question is, who has the better season? Is it Southern Cal or is it your South Carolina Gamecocks, Cocky, for a reason?
Well, considering we're gonna go 9-3, I'm right with the Gamecocks, lady. What are you talking about?
I love your confidence.
8-4 gets you fired at Southern Cal, gets you an extension at South Carolina.
He says, considering that we're going 9-3, we're good. We're golden. So 9-3 is your prediction for South Carolina. Do you agree with what Dell and Diesel have said, Cocky, that 8-4 gets Lincoln Riley canned at USC?
No, 8-4 won't get him canned. No, he'll still. It won't get him an extension. He ain't gonna get him canned.
But if it's 8-4, Cocky, and you're losing to all of the power programs in your conference, you're talking about probably losing to Oregon, potentially Washington, a rival, or on the road at Penn State, who have a new head coach. You've got an entrenched head coach. And then you're talking about losing back-to-back weeks against Ohio State and Indiana. I can't, unless these are all one-possession games and you're getting beat at the buzzer in all of these games, you have to look at that and say, we're not even close to the top of our conference. What are we doing hanging on to Lincoln Riley if we can't sniff victories?
It depends who you lose
to.
The
best programs in our conference.
Right. I think to Diesel's point, it depends who you lose to there.
I can see that. But what do I care about Lincoln Riley? What do I care about Lincoln Riley?
You have the same initials.
It's called being a participant in the conversation, Cocky.
You have the same initials.
Let's talk about the real USC.
The real US. Well, we are. That's the whole thing. And obviously you do.
You're not even the real Carolina.
Whoa.
Whoa.
He started crowing. You hear how excited he got? He started crowing.
He did. Wait a minute. Respond, Cocky.
What?
Go ahead and respond to Diesel.
What have you got to say?
Okay, I'm gonna light a fire then. Yeah, here. This is Tolo Takeover. This is my fire.
I promise you, I didn't hit the button, Cole.
Yeah,
I didn't cut Cocky for a reason off.
No, it just call dropped.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
We got you.
Oh, you got me. Okay, I'm gonna light a fire. I found out some interesting information at the local barbershop the other week.
I thought you were going to say local bar the way you're talking right now.
Yeah, you're stumbling and mumbling and fumbling through your words.
Starting early tonight, huh? Starting early.
I'll break it up for you. All right, okay. Official NCAA championships, national championships. UNC has got like 52 or 54 official NCAA, national natties, right?
Yeah.
Clemson has 8. Right?
I guess. I mean, you're telling us.
You're going
giving
off
us.
road here. You're taking a long time, a long walk for a short drink here, Cocky.
South Carolina has 9.
Oh, gotcha. So what is the number 52?
You're saying, you're saying you're the real Carolina because you have more championships than Clemson has?
That's exactly what.
Wow.
Stand by it. Even if it makes no sense, stand by it. Cocky, thanks for the phone call. We love you.
Thanks, Cocky.
Oh,
Let's
my
go
God.
to the phone lines once
Whew.
again, Cole. And, you ask and you ask and you ask, and finally he's able to fit us into his busy schedule. The magical, epic return of Dewey.
Oh, well, first of all, USC is the real South Carolina. The other USC, they should be called Southern California, and they should have to spell it out. They don't even deserve the three initials.
Yeah, but didn't South Carolina change their name to U of SC?
Well, yes, but they suck for that, and whoever changes should be fired because it's stupid.
Okay.
It's USC, not U of BSC or U of this and U of that. It's whoever did it should be fired.
Oh God.
Just to let you know, Dewey, the University of South Carolina was founded first as an institution in 1801. Originally South Carolina College, the University of Southern Cal was founded later in 1880 and was the first to adopt the USC abbreviation. So South Carolina was founded first, but USC got the abbreviation first.
Well, whoever was founded first 100,000 years ago should get the abbreviation. The other one should have to spell it out.
It's all about those
University
trademarks, though. They
Southern
trademarked it
California.
first.
Well, then they should be sued and fired. But anyway, Shane Beamer. We'll talk about Shane Beamer for a second.
Okay.
He should be fired. It's time to fire him now. Don't wait. Yeah, we know they're going to beat Kent State. They're going to beat whoever the other crap team after that. They're going to beat the other. They're going to probably going to start 3-0. After that, it's over.
So you want him fired on the 13th day of August?
Yeah.
And what was that?
Fired now. They need to go.
What would that conversation look like, Dewey, on the 13th day of August?
Sorry, Shane, you suck and you need to be fired and banned from football.
God.
There was a conversation about him. He should have never been coaching football to begin with. That's probably right. He don't have the temperament to coach football. All he knows how to do is have temper tantrums, be mean to the media, and throw desk at people. There's no sense in all that.
Who did he throw a
Great to
desk
tell
at?
about.
I think you're thinking of John
Well, he's not-
Thumrall.
Well, he probably did that too. But
Jeez.
Shane Beamer, go ahead and fire him now. Put that new OC person in his place because he's the real winner in South Carolina. He's going to bring South Carolina back to the promised land.
Wow. Okay.
But
Kendall Briles.
Shane Beamer's not going to do that. And if you leave, I'm telling you what's going to happen. If you leave Shane Beamer in power, the South Carolina's going to be 3-9 this year.
Wow. Great call, Dewey. Where have you been, by the way?
I've been selling beer.
Okay. Great.
Sounds like
answer.
you've been drinking beer.
Well, I've been drinking a lot of beer lately too, especially today because all of a sudden it started raining when Chris Justice said it wasn't going to rain. All of a sudden it started raining, and then I started drinking beer.
Is Cocky for a reason your best customer?
Yeah, he drinks beer too, I suppose.
Anyways, thanks for the call, Dewey.
Thanks, Dewey.
God, it's just
I'm not even going to let him.
It's just so. Oh God. Sorry, Dewey. It starts off good, then falls apart. Let's give ours real quick. What did Dale say? 8-4 for Southern Cal. So if you just tuned in and you heard that horrible call from Dewey, I apologize. The question was, which USC has the better season in 2026? The Gamecocks or the Trojans? Diesel, let's go win-loss here to decide what the Trojans do. You said it, 3-0 after San Jose, Fresno, and Louisiana Raging Cajuns, right?
Yeah, you lose any of those games, just go ahead and fire
Go
Lincoln
ahead and
Riley
get
then.
yeah, no doubt. Okay, you're at Rutgers, the first
Win.
road game of the year, big win.
Yeah, big blowout
Oregon,
win.
a win or a loss?
I'm gonna say they lose to Oregon, but I think that's gonna be a really good football game.
It could be.
I like Jaden Mayava.
It could be. I'm going to go loss as well. So we both have them at 4-1. Washington, that one's a home game. Another home game. 5 out of their first 6 are at home. Washington, win or loss?
I'm gonna say they bounce back and win that rivalry game.
Okay, 5-1. I'm with you on that, by the way. I like them at 5-1. At Penn, excuse me, at Penn State, Diesel.
Win. They win on the road at Penn State.
6-1.
I think 2 or 3 years down the road, we're talking about a different story. But this year, Penn State's not quite going to be there yet.
Yeah, I'm with you on that
6-1.
too. Me and you are step for step, 6-1. They go into the bye. They have Wisconsin at Camp Randall Stadium in Madison, Wisconsin. Who wins that game?
7-1. Give me the Trojans.
Yep, I'm with you. I'm with you. Hey, all of a sudden, heading into Halloween, Lincoln Riley's back. He's 7-1, right?
I will say this. I think it depends on the weather because late October in Wisconsin, it could be very cold by then. And if it's cold weather, I think it might screw up the Trojans. It might get stuck in the ice.
Do they beat Ohio State the next week on Halloween night?
No, they do not.
No, they do not. They have a bye.
No, they do not.
They then lick their wounds. They then travel to a Indiana team that we really don't know a ton about with Hoover at quarterback, what they will be in November, late November. Who wins Indiana versus Southern Cal?
L is for lefty. It's also for losers, and the Southern Cal Trojans are going to lose that game.
You think it's close, though? What are you thinking on that? See, I think it is close.
With the new quarterback situation, and I get that Kurt Cignetti's not starting a freshman. He's not starting a guy with inexperience. I'm not willing to say that they're going to be that good again this year, Indiana. So I'm going to say that Southern Cal surprises some people and wins that game.
Whoa, you're flipping.
Indiana. I am flipping.
All right. I could see this one going either way. I could see it going either way. I think this is a coin toss game, Diesel. I think it's going. So what would you have them at if you have them winning that? You have them 1, 2.
I have a 4, 5, 6, 7. I have them with 8 wins at that
8
point.
and 2. Is that right? Are you at 8 and 2?
Yep. 8 and 2 with losses to Ohio State and Oregon.
And I'm with you on that. I think this Indiana game is tough. It's tricky. I'll go win. Screw it. I'll go win.
Hey, okay.
Went out. Maryland
10
and
and 2.
UCLA. Yeah.
We have them both going 10 and 2.
I don't like that. Let me change that. I want to go 9 and 10. No. Let me change 9 and 3. I'll give them a loss in Indiana. I think they go 10. Just sounds like too many. That just sounds like too many games to win. I think 9 and 3 might be more realistic.
Okay.
9 and 3.
If the answer is 9 and 3,
he stays.
He stays.
Yep.
9 and 3, depending on how things shake out, could be a playoff team. They would be out there beating the drum for it. Could be a playoff team. But even then, if not, you go to a bowl game, they'll get matched up against some scrub and they'll win that game. You're talking about a 10 and 3 season.
Yeah,
firing Lincoln Riley after 10
No. I agree with you on that. But it'd be fun to see. I mean, I think both USC's, Diesel, I think they're both in an interesting situation. They both have a little bit of pressure on them.
All right. We got both of them trending up a little bit. And
speaking
of trending up, of the teams, Cole, that are constantly sitting in that middle of the pack in the ACC, the NC States, Louisville's, Virginia's of the world, asterisk next to Virginia. Who do we think trends up and trends down in 2026? We'll spend the next segment on that right here.
That's 844-FAN-PHONE. This is Wire to Wire with Cole, Bryson, and Diesel on the Fan Upstate.
Cole, to say that there was a logjam in the middle of the ACC last year is an understatement, because you had a whole bunch of teams finish 6-2 in conference: Miami, Pitt, SMU, and Georgia Tech. And you also had a whole bunch of teams finish 4-4: Cal, Clemson, NC State, Louisville, and Wake Forest all finished 4-4. So my question for you and for the Tolos here in 2026, of those teams that make up that big fat bell curve right there in the middle, who will be a sinker and who will be a floater? Who will sink to the bottom? Who will rise to the top? Sinkers and risers, if floaters makes you feel a little wonky, Cole, or something. Like, was that what the all was about?
Yeah,
like floaters.
I mean, it just makes me sad that somebody's got to. I mean, somebody's got to. Like, somebody's got to sink.
You know?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Like butter churns and it floats, essentially rises to the top. But of those teams, Cole, and to the Tolos at 844-326-3663. Who do you like to make a little bit of a step up in 2026? We've had a lot of conversations since ACC kickoff about about CJ Bailey at NC State, and how long has Dave Doran been there, and will he eventually pop and do something of note in Raleigh? Jeff Brahms, similar situation in Louisville. He's had some good players come through there. Could they rise out of the depths of that 4-4 and be better? And who might fall down out of that category just a little bit and struggle this year?
I want to be positive here. I think this is a tough question to answer. But Diesel, I like Louisville. Now, again, tell me if I'm wrong on this. When we say rise, what are the two options? Float or what?
Sink or float.
Sink or float. I think Louisville's a good candidate to float. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think, and again, I know Louisville is not like a powerhouse in the ACC. And look, Lamar Jackson's not walking back through that door anytime soon. But I do believe there's something about it, Diesel. I do believe in Jeff Brom. I do believe that Jeff Brom can be a consistent contender in the conference, and maybe I'm proven wrong, but I think eventually, man, Louisville was a good team last year. I think
9-4.
I think they do float up. I think they're, again, do they have the money to spend with everybody else, the Miamis of the world? I think that's the question. But
no, they're spending it on basketball.
Right? Yeah,
what they spend their money on.
No, I just like Jeff Brom a lot. I think he's a really good coach.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd go number one candidate to float toward the top. Maybe not all the way to the top, but float toward. I'd go Jeff Brom in Louisville.
Louisville and Jeff Brom have got to figure out a way to keep guys on campus year over year. I mean, I know that it's the portal era and everyone is having to deal with massive turnover every single year, Cole, but they have just 6 guys of their starting 22. 6 are back. 2 of them are on offense. 4 of them are on defense. And yeah, I mean, they brought in some quality starters, the guys that played elsewhere as starters.
Yeah.
But there has to be a level of consistency there. And one of the biggest knocks on Louisville has always been that they're a commuter school, right? Nobody is from there. Everybody's driving in from somewhere else. And they've got to figure out a way. I don't know how they beef up that culture and they beef up that campus life to get guys to stick around. You know, we've had a little bit of conversation, not that we've delved too deeply into this individual player, but everybody's making a big deal about this backup from Ohio State that's coming in, Lincoln Kienholz, who is a junior. Yeah, he was recruited to Ohio State, and that gives you an indication of his quality. But if he was a quality quarterback, he'd be starting at Ohio State, not leaving Ohio State.
Yeah, no. I think that's an interesting storyline. Do you get an Ohio State leftover? You know, I don't know what that looks like. Could there be meat? Hey, there could be meat on the bone there. There could be.
Yeah.
We're not saying that he's going to be absolute garbage, but I just think, man, when you talk about cultivating that culture at Louisville, to your point about like the on-campus stuff and all that, and the money. They've got to figure out a way just to go. I think Louisville just has to go full Indiana. They just got to say, hey, look, whatever it takes, we're just going to go spend the money. Kind of what's similar. Again, I'm going to say it again. I don't think they have Miami money, but I do think Jeff Brom in that staff, I think you get the right players in that right system. I think Louisville could surprise some people in the next few years if that staff sticks around.
Mac Bombs on the stream, I guess, has a problem with our choice of words here. Says they're already floating. Why can't we just say sink or swim? I don't know, Matt Bomb, because it's the word that came to my brain at that particular moment. Why are you thinking? You're focusing on the wrong part of the story here, Mac Bombs. Louisville has a fairly manageable schedule. Cold number 41 strength of schedule in the country. Now they could get blown out week number 1. Facing Ole Miss, neutral site game, and I think they probably will get blown out in week 1. Then they face SMU in week 3 at home. On the road against NC State, Florida State, at Syracuse. Maybe Syracuse will be better with, oh gosh, help me out with his name. The quarterback, not Jack.
At Syracuse
at Syracuse,
Angeli, Steve Angeli.
Steve Angeli, thank you. Maybe they'll be better with Steve Angeli, but then it's Stanford, Georgia Tech with a new starter, North Carolina with a new starter, Pitt, and Kentucky. I think there's a very good chance they win another 9 games. And in conference, they go, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'd say they go 7-2 in conference. And that is for Mac, a swimming kind of resume.
Yeah, that's not. Is that too cringy of a word? Swimming.
Swimming.
Yeah, I think so. Who else?
Feel better.
Who else? I mean, besides Louisville, who else did you have on there?
You got NC State with C.J. Bailey coming back for what feels like his 50th year. I mean, he's impressive to look at. Can they be better under him with Dave Doran, he's not one of those guys that's going to spike and give you a 10-win season or 11-win season every now and again.
Do you trust Dave Doran?
No, I don't.
And then I
trust Dave Doran to get you 8 wins. I don't trust Dave Doran to get you 10.
And that's the thing. Like when you talk about floating to the top of the conference, that's why I'm kind of high on Louisville. I like Jeff Brom as a quarterback developer, and I think that there's something there. And I'm not saying Dave Doran's not a good coach. I'm not saying there's nothing there, but I just kind of have – maybe I've given up on Dave Doran. Maybe I've quit believing. Maybe I've just kind of become content knowing that Dave Doran's a middle-of-the-road ACC coach. And if you're middle-of-the-road in the ACC, I mean, what does that say about you in that conference? I like C.J. Bailey. I think he's an incredible talent. I'm not willing to do that. I know it feels like if they're going to do it, this has got to be the year they rise up to, compete for a conference with C.J. Bailey. But there's nothing about that staff and that roster outside of C.J. Bailey that gives me confidence that NC State can compete for an ACC championship. Nothing.
Yeah, I look at a C.J. Bailey and I'm like, dude, why didn't you transfer? Like, what did Dave Doran do or say to you or offer you? I guess that may be the real question. What did they do to keep you on campus? Because everybody's talking about you like you could be one of the better quarterbacks in this conference. You could have made a move somewhere else to an SEC school or to a smaller SEC school or to a middle of the road Big Ten team, and you might have had an opportunity to be the guy there. Why would you stick around with Dave Doran, who is a perpetual 8-win guy?
What would C.J. Bailey be like if he could throw the ball to T.J. Moore, Bryant Wesco, and Tyler Brown? I'm not saying that it would have happened. I'm just saying, that kind of athlete, Diesel. That kind of athlete in being able to also use your legs, that'd have been interesting to see, wouldn't it? I know Clemson fans say, he wouldn't have beat out Vizina, but still, it would have been interesting to see.
I mean, I'd have them comfortably at 3-1 after week 5 at Virginia, probably a loss to start the season, but then it's Richmond at Vandy, App State at home. I mean, they're going to start off feeling really good about themselves, and the schedule doesn't really get that much tougher after that. Louisville is a home game, and then it's Wake, Stanford, Cal, Duke, Syracuse, Florida State, North Carolina, the bottom half of the ACC.
Diesel, you're getting some hate on the text line. 3 people asking,
I always do.
Joe Burrow was an Ohio State leftover. Joe Burrow was successful.
One guy. I just don't put a lot of stock in the guys that transfer out all the time. I mean, there's a reason why they're transferring out. You can pull the anecdotal evidence and say one guy transferred out of Ohio State and he was great. Awesome. How about all the other guys that transferred out who weren't?
What about Joe Burrow? What about Joe Burrow?
What has Joe Burrow done in the NFL? Nothing.
God.
He's made the Super Bowl and that's it.
God, what's on the Joe Burrow hate?
If you want, I'm just saying.
Don't do that.
If you want to cherry pick, like I get to cherry pick too and say, well, that season at LSU doesn't matter because they were loaded with talent that season. I can discount that if I want.
Now he has been. I will say he's been a very good NFL quarterback. I don't like your Joe Burrow hate. I'm a big Joe Burrow fan. He's been really, really good in the NFL.
But he's so good. Why don't you marry him, Cole?
I mean, he's a good quarterback. He's a good
If Dak
quarterback.
Prescott retired, would you trade for him tomorrow?
Of course. Oh my
Would
God!
you trade Dak Prescott to get him?
I mean, here's the deal. No, I wouldn't, because Dak's not the problem. I don't care what anybody says. Dak's not the problem. You've got. Now, would I like to see Joe Burrow throw into George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb? Yeah, I would. That'd be pretty cool to see. That'd be pretty nice to see. But no, Dak. Hey, Dak's, I think, probably a little bit more healthy and available than Joe Burrow. Joe's just been not available. Way too much. A little bit banged up. So we'll see.
Plus, that Joe Burrow swagger in Dallas, that'd be fun.
It would be fun. It would be
That
fun.
would be
The
fun.
star on the side of his helmet. It would be. Magbomb says the blasphemy today is on 1,000. Diesel's Joe Burrow blasphemy.
Hey,
all right.
We've hooked you and we've had you around for 15 minutes.
That's right.
Done.
That's right. We were directing blasphemy towards, who was it yesterday? Arch Manning, I think, with our John Mathieu takes. But now it's Joe Burrow for Diesel today. And then last week it was Shane Beamer. I mean, Diesel just comes at people. He comes at them. You better be ready. You never know. Diesel, the very last segment coming at you in the 5 o'clock hour. That is next right here on the Fan Upstate.
court. Sound off now at 844 fan phone.
This is Wire to Wire with Diesel and Cole Bryson on the Fan Upstate.
Well, we made our predictions. I think these were our first predictions outside of the Panthers of the year back in the 3 o'clock segment, Diesel, for tonight's 6 games in the NFL. It's that time of year, prediction time. We've got to tell you what we think, even though, sometimes we're wrong. Every now and then we're wrong. We did predict. What have we done already? We've predicted the Panthers' schedule, right? Those are official. Those are done. We've done that. We have not done Clemson and South Carolina. I think next week we'll get to that. What else do we have? So I think for the most part that just leaves the Tigers and the Gamecocks. Panthers are done, right? Anything we're missing here?
We could predict conference champions.
Conference champions, we'll do that. We'll predict a 12-team playoff. 12-team playoff. Is that what we're going to predict as well, to see who's in? And I guess we have to automatically, well, it's not as hard because Notre Dame's in, right? They're guaranteed a spot, and they're one of the 12, so we really only have to predict 11.
They don't have to be that good. They just have to not crap the bed, and they've got a contractual agreement to get in.
Yep. So our week, maybe next week is our week of predictions. We need a big, bold voice man to do that for us. As college football, oh my gosh, it's just around the corner. Week of predictions. What do you say next week, Diesel? The first game. Heck, if we're talking FCS, Furman's here in just a couple of weeks.
That's true. We could also predict the first day of games.
Yeah, we'll do that.
We got a lot. There's 8 games to predict on that first week.
Saturday, August 29th is that first day. That is literally 2 weeks away. 2 weeks.
Yes.
And we've got to make – so next week, there you have it. Week of predictions next week. Excited about that. We'll start next week as well. Our rotation of fall weekly guests, and it's here. It is friggin' here. High school football back 1 week from tomorrow. Panther Talk starting. Well, it already started this past Monday. It's rolling along, right? Diesel Mondays at 7 p.m. Well, I think it eventually, right?
Yeah, we had some technical difficulties.
Well,
on Monday.
Okay, it didn't start. It resumed. I don't know how you'd word that. But Panther Talk on Monday nights. Next Friday, Burns football will take off. The next Thursday, Furman football right here on the Fan Upstate. The new show, Rebel Yell High School Football, the Burns High School Football Coaches Show on next Tuesday. That's like 5 days away. That's at 7 o'clock on Tuesday. So we're locked and loaded between the guests, the predictions. We're rolling, and then Diesel. That means the most important thing in 2 weeks. And correct me if I'm wrong here. 2 weeks from yesterday, the Upset Picks Challenge is back.
It's on its way back.
2 weeks.
Dan and I are already furiously working on this year's new rules.
Whoa.
No
rules.
If there will be any. We got to study everything and make sure we're doing everything at the highest capacity that we can.
Y'all are not playoff committee members here, okay? What do we do? We're studying. We've had 6 cocktails. We're trying to make.
Or we could just do like Congress does with the PCS. Just put it off. Just worry about it next.
Are we doing the celebrities this year? Did you decide on that?
We could. Typically with celebrities, you're talking about the College Game Day crew, and we usually Dan does a great job at this. I don't say we. Dan does a great job pulling their super dog picks and using that for their upset pick for the week. Now,
I don't think it's fair. They have more knowledge than I do.
They do. They have like the entirety of like ESPN analytics at their backs. They have the coaches that they could literally call and talk to at just about any time. They get so much more information.
They get so much more. I'm not jealous of them or anything, but come on. So, lot coming at you. High school football, college football, pro is back tonight. It's all here. It's coming 1,000 miles an hour, and we are ready for it.
And Cole, when we get back on the other side of the break, let's talk about this kerfuffle, this weirdness, this you promised me this and they promised somebody that's going on at LSU right now with their former quarterback who's now trying to hold a certain number hostage. We'll get into that next.